In this video, I'm going to tackle the strengths and weaknesses of quantitative research. These are coming from Practical Research 2 for Senior High School by Prieto et al. Now, I'm going to start with the strengths of quantitative research. First, quantitative research design is the most reliable and valid way of concluding results, giving way to a new hypothesis or to disproving it. What does it mean? Since your research design ensures that your research problems are aptly addressed, it requires you to use appropriate instruments for the data collection. If you use, for instance, a questionnaire because you are conducting a descriptive research study, it undergoes with a validation procedure first to make sure that it accurately measures what it aims to do. The researcher will also check whether the questionnaire will yield a consistent response by piloting it to some persons who are not a part of the respondent groups and administering it twice to correlate these two sets of scores. In addition to that, the data are treated with appropriate statistical tools. Hence, reliable and valid findings or results will be generated. Okay, how about in giving way to a new hypothesis or to disproving it? Take note that the hypothesis is only a tentative statement. It will be the findings or results that will lead you to whether you accept or reject the formulated hypothesis. Appropriate research design gives direction to the collection and interpretation of data, up to coming up with reliable and valid results which serve as the basis of accepting or rejecting your hypothesis. Second, because of a bigger number of the sample of a population, the results or generalizations are more reliable and valid. What does it mean? Sampling is done when there is a large population from where samples are selected. However, the more samples that we have in our research, the more accurate and precise our estimation is, leading now to valid research findings. Third, quantitative experiments filter out external factors if properly designed, and so the results can be seen as real and unbiased. Once we are performing quantitative experiments, we are testing our research hypothesis. There is no room for any data manipulation in here because that is already beyond the ethical aspects in conducting such experiments. Quantitative experiments filter out external factors because we are just trying to find whether relationships exist in those variables being studied. Results derived from these experiments are taken to be valid. On the other hand, quantitative experiments are useful for testing the results gained by a series of qualitative experiments, leading to a final answer and a narrowing down of possible directions to follow. Now, how about the weaknesses of quantitative research? First, quantitative research can be costly, difficult, and time consuming. What makes a quantitative research difficult and time consuming, I think, is that the need to consult or find assistance from the statistician for data analysis and interpretation. We must know that some researchers are non-mathematicians. Aside from that, the researchers must also need some experts for content validation of their instruments. Second, quantitative studies require extensive statistical treatment requiring stringent standards, more so with confirmation of results. When ambiguities in some findings surface, retesting and refinement of the design call for another investment in time and resources to polish the results. Third, quantitative methods also tend to turn out only proved or unproven results, leaving little room for uncertainty or gray areas. Now, if we talk about uncertainty, this is normal currency in scientific research. Researchers then have to estimate how much of the picture is known and how confident we can all be that their findings tell us what's happening or what's going on to happen. This is uncertainty. Remember, acknowledging the uncertainty of data is an important component of reporting the results of scientific investigation. Uncertainty is commonly misunderstood to mean that the researchers are not certain of the results. But then, the term specifies the degree to which they are confident in their data.